You want to know where all the leads are, right? I'm sure you do. You're probably like, Carrie, but I need to buy leads or I need someone to give me the lead. That's not real in real estate. So let me give you the best ways to find the next lead. And I'm just going to focus on sellers because in 2025 or 2026 or whatever year it is, we need to focus on sellers. Now, that could switch. We could eventually focus on buyers, but inventory is low and you need a lead. Many people tell you you need to buy a lead, you need to you need to focus on getting business from maybe relo, you need to give a percentage of your compensation to get a lead. I am here to tell you you can find a lead in your multiple listing service. You don't need to work that hard. So let me just quickly run down the list. Here we go. Number one, focus on your sphere of influence. That's number one. Number two, predictive analytics. Number three, canceled and expired listings. Number four, pre foreclosures. Yes, they're back. And number five, you might want to consider creating your own inventory. That is what my husband and I are doing. We are looking for properties that we can either renovate and sell or that we can renovate and put in tenants. So let's talk about your sphere of influence. Whether you're a new agent or a seasoned agent, do you actually have a list of everybody you know? Now, it's, at the beginning of the year, we get motivated, we're focused, we've got high energy, the holidays have just ended, and we're like, what can I do first? I'm going to tell you that all of you probably should have reached out to your sphere of influence starting in September as a way to generate leads for the spring. But let's just go with it's January. What I want you to do is, and I'm going to give you some basics. Some of you might say, Carrie, I'm not doing that. That's fine. Figure it out for yourself. I want you to send a handwritten note to the people you know. If you're like, Carrie, I don't have a huge network, the five people, whoever it is, I need you to send them a handwritten note just to let them know you're either in the business or just to say, hey, I'm just reaching out. There's something about getting a handwritten note in the mail. So, your sphere of influence, if you don't have a list, go traditional, go old school, create a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, a Google Sheet, numbers of everyone you know. You could use your CRM. So, a list of everyone you know, and then send that note. Number two, predictive analytics. You might say, well, Carrie, how do I use predictive analytics? You do not have to spend any extra money. You could use Realist if you have it in your MLS. You could use Remine if you have it from your MLS. You could also use RPR, Realtors Property Resource, brought to you by the National Association of Realtors. Whatever tax system you have or lead generation system you have from your associations or the multiple listing service, I need you to leverage it. Now, I really like Remind for predictive analytics. Again, I have it in Illinois and I don't have it in Florida anymore, but I have Realist and Realist gives me the predictive analytics. The reason why you want predictive analytics is because you can target properties that are paid off. You could target properties with a high sell score. You could target properties that have high equity. You could target properties that have an ownership time over 30 years. You could use strategy. You could also use it for, remember, I said pre foreclosures. So, number three, cancels and expireds. January 1st, based on the areas that I watch, 54 expireds. I think there were 13 cancels, 54 expireds at midnight, December 31st, January 1st. So target the cancels and expireds. Now, when I have that many, I like to send a letter. If you were to target cancels and expireds every single day, you're probably only sending, here we go, a handwritten note card because you might only have like a couple. So send a handwritten note to when you only have a few, but when you get up to 54, you might want to download the list and create a mail merge and send that out. At this point, you're like, Carrie, tell me what to mail. I'll get there. Pre foreclosures. Pre foreclosures are up. So I pulled a list. I pulled two cities in Illinois, residential, and between, so this was Matson, depending on who you're talking to, and Bolingbrook, there were 118 properties that were not on the market in those two cities. And then I actually pulled Osceola County in Florida, and there were over 900. Then I pulled 3 bedrooms in Kissimmee, and off market right now, there's 113 pre foreclosures. Mail, get it in the mail. And then number 5, I said, create your own inventory. So you should be looking at whether it's Remind, Realist, or RPR properties that are paid off, and you might need to just get in your car and drive. You can even use your MLS for properties that are currently listed. So what could you afford if you're like, Carrie, I'm not ready to create my own inventory? Go look for the inventory that you would want to list or that you would want to renovate, and start considering creating your list of investors. Now, I didn't say social media because some of you are probably thinking, Carrie, I can't afford to do mailers. Now, I believe you can, but let's just go with social media. I want you to start posting, whether it's a Google form or whether it's your cloud CMA link or whether it's data from tools like InfoSparks. I want you to start posting data around the marketplace. And I want you to tell people that you can give them a complimentary market analysis by clicking your link, whether it's a Google form, because then you're going to have to create it, maybe a 1 pager, or cloud CMA. You have to give, so people will contact you. And the reason why I'm suggesting a Google form or cloud CMA is because you can get their name and you can get their email address. And if you use Cloud CMA, you can get their address. Now, in the Google form, you could add their address and have them put in their bedrooms and bathrooms, and you can go back to your MLS and create, I like to call it a quick market analysis, because I can create a 1 pager in Illinois or Florida. So now you're thinking, well, what do I actually send? Now, I told you what your sphere of influence. Let people know you're in the business. When it comes to predictive analytics, or predictive analytics cancels expireds, pre foreclosures, creating your own inventory, I like to use InfoSparks. So you could use AI to write a letter. You could use AI to post on LinkedIn. Then I like to use data from my MLS. In Florida, I have to go grab the data, median sales price, how many homes are on the market, and market time. Those are the 3 data points that I want. In Illinois, same 3 data points, but I can get it from InfoSparks in seconds. So you can use AI. So I would create a prompt for ChatGPT, and then I would download my data and I would write a letter. And then you can use that same data for LinkedIn. Here's the reality of real estate. Many real estate agents feel like they need to buy leads. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you buy the lead. It doesn't matter if you mail to your sphere. It doesn't matter if you use predictive analytics. Number 4, it doesn't matter if you mail to pre foreclosures. What matters is you still have to do the work. So I'm going to challenge you to give yourself a checklist, maybe a checklist like this, to work every single day, maybe to work and follow up monthly, and then reviewing and looking at what's working every single quarter. You can do the business if you actually put in the work. If I give you the lead, you still have to convert. So it doesn't matter if you buy the lead, and it doesn't matter if you're creating your own work, you have to convert. So if you like what you're learning, tell me in the feed. If you have questions, write them in, right here on the post. And make sure, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch these videos on artificial intelligence, where I show you how to create a blog and where I show you how to use AI to explain data. So I'm Carrie. I am the designated managing broker of Caremark Realty Group in Illinois and Florida. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram and on TikTok. On Instagram, I go live Friday mornings at 9:05 a.m. Central. Join me there, where you can learn to earn with me.